Hey guys, it's Jenny. Welcome to my first makeup tutorial and my channel. This is going to be my makeup tutorial channel, so I'm just going to be doing a bunch of different looks, anything you guys want to see. And yeah, so today I'm going to be doing the everyday makeup look, what I wear to school, what I wear to, just when I don't feel like doing extra makeup and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm just going to be doing that, so let's get right into the video. So first, I already did my eyebrows, as you can see. So first I am going to take my Nivea cream. So I love using this for like primer because it just like makes your face like, I don't know, like super smooth, super soft. It leaves a good base for your foundation and everything else you're gonna put on your face. So I just see if it'll work here. So I just grab a little bit on my finger and I just spread that all around my face. Just gonna take it like this. Oh, I love when it gets under my nail. It's the best thing ever. So I'm just gonna smear that on my face. As I said, my eyebrows are already done because those take forever to do. And if you guys want to see an eyebrow video, eyebrow tutorial, I'll do a video on that. Just let me know in the comments. Sorry, I keep looking down. I have a mirror down here. I'm not used to like looking into the camera. And so like the extra I just take on my forehead, move my hair a little bit because it's in the way. So I just take that around my face. Wow, my face gets really red when I put on primer or any sort of lotion. It's just really sensitive. I don't know why. So after I'm done doing that, that's pretty much like my primer, what I use for my primer. So it is called the Nivea cream, or Nivea, I don't know which way to say it. People say it two different ways. But I call it the Nivea cream, and you can get this at the drugstore, Walmart, any place where you can get drugstore makeup. My foundation. So what I use for my foundation, I'm just using, my everyday stuff. I don't like to go too overboard with my makeup on days I go to school. So I'm just going to take my L'Oreal True Match Super Blendable Makeup Foundation. And this is in the shade W5 Sand. And too much came out, of course. Always happens. But, we're going to work with it. So then I take my damp beauty blender. Make sure you always damp your beauty blender before you start putting on your foundation. Just because if you don't damp it, your foundation is going to look streaky and it would just look 10 times better if you just damp it. So after I do that, I just take it on the beauty blender and just put it all around my face. I love this foundation so much because it matches exactly my neck tone and my skin tone. I am tan, so it just like gives my face the correct color that it needs. So make sure you blend that super well because you don't want a bunch of patches on your face. When I was little, I used to go to school and I started wearing makeup when I was in 7th grade. So I used to go to school, and in middle school I would wear just foundation, no baking powder, no concealer, foundation, eyebrows, and what was it? And mascara. And literally, I don't know what was wrong with me, but I regret that so much. But now I know how to do my makeup, so, or else I wouldn't be giving this tutorial, because obviously I wouldn't want you guys learning off of someone that's really bad. So, thank God I learned how to fix my mistakes and never go back to not wearing any, baking powder. Like Laura Mercier, this is my go-to baking powder. I love it so much, and I will be using it in this video. And of course I pour too much out again, so we're just gonna put that back in there. And then just gonna do my forehead. So I like to push my hair back and just blend my forehead. You don't want to put too much on, just you want to put like a dot on and then just blend it from there, because this is a really blendable foundation. So if you put too much on, it's gonna get really cakey, and you don't want that look. Trust me, you don't want a cakey look. So I'm just going to keep blending this and then go over any spots that I missed that looked like they need a little bit more coverage. Just take the rest of the excess from what I had on before from my forehead and just blend around. Right as I turn on the camera. It's great. Okay, this is annoying me. As soon as I start blending again, they start. Okay, so, okay, that's great. Just gonna, never stroke your beauty blender, like when you're putting on your foundation. That's the worst you can ever do. Dab, like, don't beat your face because your face is seriously sensitive and you don't want to have wrinkles when you're older. Just saying. So I'm just going to take the rest that's on my hand and just blend it like this and just add it on. So I like to take it down my neck as well. Even though it already matches my neck color, I just like to take it so there's no mispatches or anything. And yeah, so that's the end of my foundation. It's really nice, and this foundation is really affordable. It's only like, I think it's like less than $10. I don't recall what it's exactly, but it's definitely less than $10. I've been using this foundation for years and it works wonders. So next I'm going to take, I love a nice concealer look. Wait, what? I love a nice concealed look, so I'm just going to take my Urban Decay concealer in the shade Warm. This is my favorite concealer right now. I also have, if you're looking for a more affordable concealer or anything, I also have the Age Rewind from Maybelline. Really? I also have the Maybelline Age Rewind concealer. This also works really well. It is kind of like a dupe for the NARS concealer, but it works really well. And I have another Wet n Wild concealer. This is Photo Focus and it's in the shade Light Medium Beige. This one also works really well for another dupe if you don't want to buy stuff for like the more expensive end. If you want the cheaper end, you can get these at like Walmart, Walgreens, or anything. So next I'm just going to take my concealer by Urban Decay, and I just like to conceal around my eyes, and make sure to take this out because if you want like a more like stretched looked face, or because some people like their face a little bit more stretched because it's too long or anything. So I like to take it more into the middle and then just blend out the outside so it just looks like, I don't know, it just looks more stretched. So like I'm doing right here, just take it down the middle and then to the outside. A lot of people go like in triangles like that. I recommend not doing that just because you want to get the spots where you're going to blend with your beauty blender like the most. And not a lot of people blend back here, like right here. So unless you really want a really like, I don't know, like concealed, brightened middle of face look, you know. So I'm just gonna take that on my chin, under my eyes. I like to do on the tip of my nose right here, just to do like a little line across because it makes it look more lifted. And then on the bridge of my nose, but like leave a space between, so pretty much do an exclamation point. And then I like to do a little bit on my forehead, just for that brightened look on the forehead. And then right here around my nose. So after I'm done doing that, I take my beauty blender again and just blend around. I like to blend around my mouth just so it doesn't give it like a dark shadow. So I just take what I put around my nose and bring it around my mouth. And then I start blending the concealer. I like to blend it in dabs, not strokes. So I'm just going to take it right under the eye. You can already see how well this concealer works. It's one of my favorites. It really brightens your under eyes very well. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. And what I like to do after I'm done blending my concealer, which I'll show you in a second, I like to take the excess that's on the Beauty Blender, you can see there's some on there, and just take it on my eyelid. Just to set a base for the eyeshadow that's going to go on, and so it doesn't look too... And so you're not just putting it onto your bare skin, because obviously you want a base before you put on your eyeshadow. So then I just take the excess and put it on top. And then I blend out my chin. Make sure this is all blended and there's no strokes or anything. I don't know if you can see, but I can see in the view monitor that there is a little bit of strokiness here. So we're just gonna keep blending. And then we're just gonna, when we do the nose, we're just going to take the Beauty Blender and just push it like this and lift it like in an upwards direction, so like the concealer goes on but it stays in place, but it also like kind of looks like it's lifting your nose. And then after that I'm just going to take the bridge of my nose and just blend it as well, and then on my forehead. So make sure it's all blended, so it should look like this when you're done. And what I like to do if I add too much concealer or anything, I like to bring it down just to make sure my foundation is all blended in and it all looks close to the same color. So I blend it down, and after I'm done with that, I take my Laura Mercier, my favorite translucent powder by all time. Sorry, my camera died, but like I was saying, I like to take my favorite translucent powder, and this one is the Laura Mercier translucent powder, and it is in the shade Translucent. Oh my god, they're so loud outside and they won't shut up. So then I like to take my Beauty Blender again and just grab some of that translucent powder. And I don't like to bake like normal people do because I'm obviously not normal. So hold on, let me just fix my mirror real fast because it keeps freaking falling. So I like to just dab the translucent powder over my concealer just to set it exactly how it is, because if you like your concealer how it looks, that's the trick. You dab and not bake. So I'm never really like a fan of big baking, only like right here. I don't really bake under my eyes because it doesn't turn out how I like it to turn out. So I just take the translucent powder, blend under my eyes, make sure everything stays in place how you left it before, and then you're gonna go on your chin. Pretty much put translucent powder everywhere that you concealed, so on the bridge and tip of your nose, on your forehead, and you should be done. So as you can see, it leaves a more flawless, like airbrush look if you do this instead of baking, because baking makes it look like you have pores, and it really pops out your pores, and I don't like that. Well, for me it does, but I don't know about other people. And people that bake, please don't hate me because I still do bake right here. So I guess I do like baking, but just in a different way, you know? So after I'm done with that, wow, I almost forgot to bake my eyelids. So then I'm just gonna put it on my eyelids as well because that's where the concealer went as well. And then do the same thing to the other side. Okay. So after I'm done doing that, I can close this. After I'm done doing that, I go in with my bronzer. And I have a different bronzer than a lot of people because my sister used to be a makeup artist and so did my mom. So she just handed me down like this really nice powder book that I destroyed because I've been using it for so long and it's literally my favorite bronzers of all time. So it's just this powder book, it's destroyed, and it just has like 6 colors in each little book thing. So I don't really use these. I use these to brighten the under eye. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my little eyeshadow brush and take the flat side and put it in the white, or it's closer to my skin tone but it's also white. So I'm just going to brighten up my under eyes, and I love to do this because it just like makes everything look flawless. And just put it right under. Like that. As you can see, I already left a nice look. So I do this before I put on my bronzer, just so I don't go over my bronzer with white. And I like to put it on my chin. And on the top of my mouth, where my cupid's bow is, my nose. So pretty much everywhere that I concealed. And my eyelids. So this just sets an extra base for your eyeshadow. It's very good so far. And so now, after I'm done with that, I'm just going to go in with my bronzer, if I can open this. So it just looks like this. And as you can tell, I use this and this. Well, I use like the main colors a lot. So this is almost out, so I'm going to have to get a new bronzer. I think I'm going to get the Too Faced one because that one works really well. So I just use this color right up here and mix it with this color. And I just bronze like this. And I like to do circular motions so it doesn't leave streaky lines. And then I do the same thing to the other side. And then on my forehead. So I'm just gonna push my hair back. And then bring it down so it's all blended. And do the same thing to the other side. And what I do to contour my nose is I take this little eyeshadow brush and I just dip it in to the lighter shade that I have right here, and I just contour my nose like this. And I like to bring it from my eyeshadow, where I would start my eyeshadow, or like my brow bone. I like to bring it up from there and then just bring it down. Gives it a more defined look. And then to lift my nose, I put it right under. So it gives it more of a lifted look. So just like that. I like to put a little bit of bronzer under my lip, just to give it more of like an illusion that your lip is bigger. I mean, my sister said I have big lips, but where? Anyways, so after I'm done with that, I take my Laura Mercier powder again and I bake. This time I am baking right where I bronzed underneath, so I can give it more of a sharp look. And then I take the bottom of the beauty blender and just use that side. And then I do the same thing to the other side. And then I bake right where I put the bronzer on my nose, but like right below it, so my whole nose doesn't look brown, you know, or like bronzed. And then I just bring it out to where I put the baking powder before. So then it should look like that. So then it should look like that. So you're snatched. And then I take my, so right now my favorite blush is in this palette that I used for my eyebrows. And yes, I do use this palette for my eyebrows because I think it just gives it more of a nice, you know, clean look. So I take the blush and I use my blush brush and just swirl it in there. Make sure you don't put on too much because too much blush is not okay. So I go in circular motions. As you can see, I do all of my bronzing and blushing in circular motions just so it looks more airbrushed. So it looks like that after. So I like to blend it out a lot and just bring it above my nose so just all blends together. I like to blend it out a lot just because I don't like looking like blush than bronzer, so I like it all blending together so it looks all intact in one piece. And then after that, after I'm letting my bake set, so I like to let my face bake and I leave it on for like 2-3 minutes the most, and I go in with my eyeshadow. So what I like to use is, it's broken at the moment, but I use my Morphe 350 palette, and my favorite colors to use are these four. I blend them all together, right? Yeah, these four, I blend them all together, and then I use my eyeshadow right here. If you can see, it's just like a sparkly one, and I mix it with this eyeshadow right here. As you can tell, I use it a lot. Again, I use it for everyday makeup, so I'm gonna need to get a new one soon. So I'm just going to take my mirror, because I do need a mirror to see. And then I'm going to take my angled brush, and I'm not sure where this is from. I think my sister gave it to me because she used to sell makeup. So I'm going to take my brush and just blend it in. I'm going to take these four concealer, these four eyeshadows, and then I don't like to like set a base first just for like an everyday look because it just like gives it more of a pop, and I'm trying to get a more natural look. So I just blend them all together, and then I take it on my eyelid and my crease. It just gives it like a bronzy look so it doesn't look like you're wearing too much makeup, you know what I mean? And bring it down. So like I said, it's just like a bronzing look so it can match my bronzer and everything matches. And I'm just going to take those four eyeshadows again, do the same thing to the other side. I don't know why, but I like to do everything like together, so I do one side and then I do the other, and then if I need to go over it again, I do one side and then the other. So just going to blend that all together. And like most of my Instagram photos and stuff are with this look. I don't really like to do too much. But for this channel, I will do other things that I know how to do, like pink looks, you know, blue. Because I do have this eyeshadow palette. This is my mom's. I don't know where she got it from, but it's this eyeshadow palette, and it has like blues and stuff. And I'm going to eventually end up using that in another makeup tutorial if you guys want to see. So I'm just going to take those. And I'm going to go over it again just to give it more of a pigment. And so it pops up a little bit more. So usually after I'm done doing my eyeshadow, I go ahead and wipe off my bronzer. Not bronzer. I go ahead and wipe off my bake. So if you can see, that's how it looks so far. And I like to bring it up close to my brow bones what did I just say? My brow bone, so it doesn't look too off and look like I have like eyeshadow, then white space, and then my eyebrow. But right now it's just, I'm gonna put my highlighter right there. So girl, we doing things around here. And then I do the same thing to the other side, because of course I have to do one eye then the other, then one eye then the other, just so it looks symmetrical. So after I'm done doing my eyeshadow, setting the base, I like to take, like I said, my shimmer color. So I use this color right here. I wish it said it, like what are the names of the colors, but you should know if you have this. So I use a shimmer color, so I have this one and this one. I just mix those together. And what I like to do, I use my little setting spray. I have this from the Too Faced setting spray because the applicator wasn't working, so I just put it into a little bottle. It works. That's all I need. So what I like to do is put it on the back of this little brush right here, and I like to spray it so it picks up more pigment. And then I grab the eyeshadows I showed you guys, blend them together, and then put it right here where the white space is, where I didn't apply any bronzing color. So then it looks like that, nice and pigmented. Then do the same thing to the other side. Use it while your eyeshadow brush is still wet, because you want it to pick up as much pigment as possible for shimmers like this. Because what I learned from the Morphe palettes is the shimmer doesn't come out too much, so you have to spray your brush a little bit and then just go on top of that. And the shimmer is kind of like a highlighter, so I like to put on my brow bone as well. So I'm just going to take the excess from my brush and add it to my brow bone. And do the same thing on the other side. So then it's nice and... I can't think of the word right now. But anyways, nice and glowy. There you go. So after I'm done with that, I wipe off my blush brush, because this is the brush that I use for a lot of things, because it really does wonders. So I'm just going to go ahead and blend in my baking powder. And I usually always do this after my eyeshadows, because, you know, it takes me like a few minutes to do my eyeshadows. So just after I'm done blending that in, as you can see, it left a nice little snatched line. And make sure you blend that all the way in, because you don't just want like a random line just sitting there, you know. So after I blend that in, I'm just going to take my setting spray and spray that all over my face, because I like to do it before I put on my, you know, my eyelashes and stuff, so it doesn't like go down, because I usually wear mascara when I put on my eyelashes. Put it on before. I'll show you guys when we get into the video more. So I'm just going to take it and spray my face and just let that sit for a minute before you do anything else, because this applicator does come out very wet. So that's what I like to do, just fan my face a little bit so it can all set in. I need like one of those little fanning things that they do, you know, when people are hot and they bring it places, they're like, oh my god. And then just dab in the extra, and I usually take my beauty blender. I don't know why, I just use my finger. So I just dab in the extra and just go over all of my bronzer and stuff, so it just leaves a nice set look. So then I'm going to take my favorite part, which is my highlighter. So I take the Anastasia Beverly Hills highlighter, and I think this is in the color, I don't want to say the wrong colors, so I'm just gonna, Anastasia Beverly Hills. It looks like this. It is by far my favorite highlighter. Comes out so well, and so, you know, so pigmented. So I take my highlighting brush, which I can't find at the moment because my makeup is everywhere right now. So I like to take the brush I used for my setting my concealer, and I do this usually after I set my face so it just comes out more pigmented, and I just go ahead and put it on the top of my cheekbones and bring it out a little bit. See, it's like cut, and do the same thing to the other side, because you know, it just worked like that. I'm sorry for the loud noise in the back. There's like people doing construction, and I don't know why they decided to do the day I decided to film a video, my first video, but anyways. And then I take it on my forehead a little bit because the lighting just like hits your forehead in that way. I don't know if I'm making any sense right now, but like, you know, when you go to places and lighting, it's just like bam, you're like, oh, my glow, I forgot it was there, but it's there. And then I do it above my eyebrows just to give it more attention drawn to your eyebrows. I mean, if you're not having a good eyebrow day, I would recommend not to put it up there. But you know, I feel like I'm having a good eyebrow day today, so we're just gonna put some highlighter up there. So I usually do that, put it on my cupid's bow and on my chin. All the places where highlight would normally hit your face, where like the sun would normally hit your face, and you're just like, hey, I'm glowing. Like, you're glowing. I mean, you don't have to tell me twice. I don't even know. What am I talking about? So then I take my little brush that I use for my eyeshadow and on my brow bone, and I just put it in here a little bit. Put it on the inner corners of my eye. Just give it a nice little schmack. And then blend it into my eyeshadow that I put there previously. So it looks like that. And then I put it on the outer corners of my eye and blend it into my eyeshadow that, and blend it into my highlighter that I put on my cheekbone. So then after it looks like that, your eyes are set and you're ready to go on a date. No, I'm just kidding. After it looks like that, I'm gonna go ahead and take, oh my gosh, I almost forgot the most important step. Highlighter for your nose. I mean, my nose is already like kind of popping, so just gonna put a little bit. So I like to put it on the tip of my nose only, just to give it more of a lifted look. So it looks like that. And so after I'm done with my highlighter and everything, I take my beauty blender again and just blend so it's not too pigmented. And this is how you get more of like an airbrush look. Just blend all your makeup together so it doesn't look like all patchy and stuff. You see how it looks? And so after that, I'm just going to take my, I'm going to do my lips first before I finish my eyes. So I'm going to take my, this is Ibila lip liner, and I picked the wrong shade, but I have Ibila lip liners. So I'm going to take my Ibila lip liner and the shade Mauve, and I'm just going to outline my lips and then add a little bit of color. So I go underneath. I'm doing more of like a pinky tone today. If you can see, this is like pink. Just because I'm doing like a natural like beigey look, so I just want my lips to pop, if nothing else is. So it usually takes me like 2 minutes to do my lips. And I like to go over the line that I already have because I don't like to overdraw my lips. And then I put a line in the middle to give it like a look that your lip is like sinking in right there. You know what I'm talking about? And then I like to do lines right here. So after I'm done with that, I like to take my LA Girl. I mean, this is a really good matte lipstick. And I like to take my LA Girl matte lipstick in the color, I wonder if it says it on here, Snuggle. Yes. And so I just go over my lips with that. And today I want to do like a glossy look. So this is matte, so I'm gonna put a little bit of lip gloss over it. And of course this makeup look is really affordable, and I just want to do my first makeup look like affordable so people can like follow it like exactly how I'm doing it. I'm sorry, I keep looking down and there's like a mirror in front of me, like I said. I'm just like making sure everything's blended because I don't want to come up here and look weird. So, oh, I didn't even tell you guys what I'm using. So I use my Milani, this is clear lip gloss, and it has like sparkle and a tint of pink in it. So it's called Keep It Full. And so I'm just gonna go over my lipstick with that. So it just gives it a nice glossy look. I mean, you can always just use a lip gloss, but I like to add a little bit extra. So after I'm done with that, I'm going to go in with my eyelashes, and today I'm just going to use a Almay mascara. And so I like to coat my eyelashes before I put my eyelashes on. So I'm just going to do this real fast, and I will be right back. So this one works really good if you want your eyelashes to be lifted. It has a small spoolie brush, so it works well. Just gonna coat my eyelashes like 2 times. So it looks like that. I'm gonna do the other side. And why I like to do this is because I like to stick my bottom lashes to my top lashes, because have you ever seen girls walk around with their eyelashes sticking up, their falsies, and then their actual eyelashes sticking down? I'm like, do my eyelashes look like that? I hope not. Okay, really? They're screaming outside. Anywho. So after I'm done coating my eyelashes, I don't like to put mascara on the bottom if I'm doing a simple look, just because I like my eyes to look like alive and like brightened, because if you put mascara on the bottom your eyes look dark and like sad. That's my own opinion, because that's just how I feel I look when I do that. So after, I'm just going to take my eyelashes. Again, I got these from the drugstore, and I am just going to put those on top of my mascara. So I'll be right back. On my eyelashes, and this is a finished look, guys. That's how it looks when I take down my hair too. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you liked my first makeup tutorial, and I will be doing more and posting a lot more. I just wanted to get like, you know, my everyday makeup tutorial out, because that's what I do on the daily. So if you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you want to see more makeup tutorials, and hit that bell button so you can get notified every time I do a new makeup tutorial. And I will see you guys in the next video. I love you guys.